This is a Mobvoi TicNote AI voice recorder that was sent to me as a sample by the company, but that never changes what I say in my reviews. Every day we see stories in the news about AI and how it's going to change the world and our future, and sometimes it feels like they're mostly planning for how to use it against us rather than for us. And it kind of feels like AI is more of a threat than an opportunity. But it doesn't have to be that way if we're actively seeking opportunities with AI rather than being paranoid and waiting for it to change our lives in unexpected and uncomfortable ways. Even if we're really good at what we do, we can all be better at our work and life in general with AI, but it takes initiative and openness to doing things differently. You have to find the opportunities and think about how AI can be used creatively. We can ask ourselves, instead of replacing me, how can AI help me be more efficient and more successful at achieving my goals? And that's where this TicNote AI voice recorder comes in. It seems pretty simple at first, but when you realize what it can do with your recordings, it kind of blows your mind. But the first thing you have to do is throw out everything you've ever thought about what a voice recorder is and does, because voice recording has been around for a long time. And for all that time, not much has really changed. Yes, it's moved from tapes to digital and it's gotten smaller and less intrusive. So the hardware definitely improved. But the intractable problem that never changed was what to do with all that information once it was recorded. When you recorded something, you had to go back and listen to it, and that took forever. So pretty much nobody did it except for Nixon. But the technology behind this tiny recorder is insane. Yeah, it continues on that path of getting smaller and less intrusive. As you can see, it magnetically attaches to your MagSafe compatible phone when recording phone conversations, or just sits in your pocket or on a table by itself when recording other conversations. It has a stylish leather case and could easily be overlooked as part of a phone case with a credit card holder. But none of that really matters. Even though the device itself is a marvel of technological innovation and style, the hardware really isn't the point here. Once you realize its capabilities, it changes everything you're going to think about voice recorders, because it doesn't just record. Whether you're a CEO or a student, a contractor or a client, an attorney or a military commander, we all participate in critical meetings, negotiations, discussions, and even classroom lectures that we wish we could document for access later. And even more important, we all know we could be more effective in achieving our goals if we could weave insights derived from multiple meetings and conversations together to form a more unified whole. And that's the breakthrough this device delivers. Just like a keyboard isn't the brains behind the computer, this TicNote recording device itself is just the portal for the integrated AI to access and ingest the information shared from your conversations and meetings. Once it has that content and the data, it instantly gets to work summarizing that data into transcriptions, mind maps, sophisticated recommendations, and deep insights. The more you use it, the better it gets at understanding your challenges and your opportunities. Over time, it becomes the seasoned and trusted assistant you've always wanted, or in many cases, it actually becomes the mentor you've always needed. What were previously vague recollections, lost conversations, and missed opportunities suddenly become clear knowledge and insight ready for you to act upon. Because the AI doesn't just listen and transcribe, it understands what's being said and proactively summarizes, organizes, makes recommendations, and action items for follow-up. And the funny thing is, while this integrated system delivers remarkable levels of insight from each recording after the meeting is over, it also makes you better during your meetings and classroom lectures or whatever it is you're recording. Because so many of us have been trained to take physical notes to help us keep track of meetings, the sad part is that this antiquated practice has a real cost. We all know that multitasking is counterproductive. It has a cost in attention, understanding, and effectiveness. And note-taking is just old school multitasking. Our brains want to believe that note-taking improves our engagement, but it doesn't. Note-taking steals our attention away, even if only for brief moments. It interrupts and hijacks our higher strategic processing capabilities to execute a very low-level task that's better delegated to a device and your AI assistant embodied in this TicNote Agentic AI voice recorder. It's far better to laser your attention and focus on the actual content of your meetings during those meetings without any distractions whatsoever, so you can effectively move the conversation in a direction that's favorable to your goals. At the end of the day, the limits to what's possible are now defined by us rather than our technology. And I hope this short video has provided some insight and inspiration for what comes next to make you more effective using AI. Thanks for watching.